Hello everybody, how you doing? Arlene Ramirez here, aka Gypsy. So anyways, I want to do a little introduction of myself. For those of you who don't know me, I presently live in Texas. I've been here about 5 years now. I used to have two dogs. I only have one now. Sonja, look, Miss Sonja. So, and a little over a year ago, I bought a school bus. So she's a four-window. She's a '94 GMC, and I've been slowly working on it myself. It drove home great. The next day it didn't start because the battery died, so there is an issue still with that, but that's okay. I've done an oil change and a few other things. In the meantime, I myself gutted the whole thing, took care of any issues that might have been there. For instance, the little bit of rust that was in the corners, I got rid of that, and there was some down the center, I got rid of that. Cleaned it up, prepped it, primed it, fixed it, covered holes, etc. Put in a subfloor. I have insulated it. I haven't finished the ceiling. I had to fix the back door. And I've started making some stuff, so I'm going to show you what I've done. But before all that, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about myself. So a lot of folks ask me why the Gypsy name. So that's because I, for a moment in time, have just traveled quite a bit for one reason or another. I started out as a military brat. We moved a lot, and then later on in life, after a few divorces, especially after the last one, I moved a lot with my children, and it just become this thing of I would just get tired of certain places and just leave because I'm not well with drama and so forth. Not that I'm afraid of anything, it's just the fact I just don't feel like dealing with it anymore. So my past is my childhood. I grew up in a very, very abusive childhood with every kind of abuse you can imagine. I'll talk about that later in another time. It's not the topic today, but so nevertheless, I survived and been on a healing journey for over 30 years, starting out with healing my gut. Those of you who don't know, stress and all that kind of stuff can really cause disruption in your digestion and everything. I dealt with migraines and constipation and all kinds of issues. I, went on and off of obesity as a child, tried many things to either lose weight, blah, blah, blah. But mostly a lot of it too was a lot of things that I did was to get away from the pain that I was growing up with. And of course, as those of you who probably know now, law of attraction, of course, the more that I focused on what I grew up with, I went through the thing of disliking my parents because of who they were, etc., etc. I attracted those same kind of people in my life. My ex's three husbands were abusive in one way or another also. And a lot of my mental unbalance affected my children. I know because I became a very overprotective mom because of the stuff I went through as a child. I didn't want my children to go through those things. And that's kind of, that's just how it was. And if I had to do it again, that's exactly what I would do because I felt it was my responsibility to protect them. So anyways, nevertheless, we grow up, we do what we do, and in my healing journey, I've made a lot of decisions and done a lot of things, took a lot of classes. Hang on. As I said, first part was healing my gut. I didn't grow up drinking water. We didn't grow up eating healthy, so that was the first thing, was learning how to drink water and learning to like it, because I did not like it at first either. I tried different ways of drinking it, Perrier's and blah, blah, blah. And finally, guess what? Today I love water. Changed my diet drastically, etc. Learned how to meditate, learned how to, just take care of me. But that took a lot of time because I was also being a mom. And then at one point I was a single mom, just dealing with everything going on. I've experienced lots of things in life and I don't regret anything. Some things I will never do again, but I'm glad I at least tried it. Okay, and there's many, many things I would do all over again. So that's kind of where I'm at today, and the Gypsy name is just something my family gave to me because I moved so much, but I also I have a very free spirit. I'm in my 60s. Matter of fact, I'm 65 this year, and I'm not on any meds, knock on some wood. I deal with a lot of aches and pains from my adventures in life, either abuses and or things that I did on my own. But I do my best to stay healthy. I don't get sick, although recently I did kind of catch a little drift of what's going on, but it was very slight, and I just drank my magical tinctures, etc., and did other things to take care of me and rested as I needed to. So, yeah, and my biggest mission is, first of all, I love helping others. I share a lot of my knowledge with others on how to live healthy, stay healthy, etc. From everything, from just finding some quiet time, etc., whatever. Changing your diet, on and on and on. I also teach online. I teach English language to children in China. Here in America, I help them with their homework, etc., as well as I've occasionally had an on and off student in Australia. I am a life health coach, etc., and I really love helping others. I really do. Um, and I love it, especially when somebody gets back to me and tells me, "Oh my God, I made that tea, and what a wonderful feeling," or it helped me get better, and blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, so that's one of my things. And the reason I got a bus is, um, at one point I was ready to move back to Washington State, Oregon State, whatever. I wanted to go to either one of those. I had come here originally because one of my sisters was ill, and I tried to comfort her and whatever, but she was just at a point in life she just gave up. Okay, so it was, and then after she passed, I was going to leave, and somebody ran into my car, Subaru, 99 Subaru Legacy, and totally destroyed the frame. Okay, so then I thought, well, maybe I'll get a truck, and then I've wanted to do tiny house on wheels for many years. I followed a lot of those programs and on, and I thought, yeah, plus I've helped people on and off in my journey with building and so forth, so I felt confident that I could at least frame something out. But then I started looking at vans and was thinking about converting a van, living out of it. And I say living out of it because you're not really going to be in it all the time. And then I started seeing the buses, and I liked that. See, like, look here. I like this because I'm standing here, and yes, I haven't put the ceiling on yet, but I still have lots of headroom. So I like that I can stand up. I'm not that tall either, so. Um, but anyway, so I'll show you real quickly my bus, and then I uploaded a few videos. Like, I started this little channel thing last year, started doing some stuff, but I didn't know what I was doing. I honestly was not sure how to add videos in there, etc. I did a few of them, like when I first got the bus and as I was tearing stuff apart, etc. And then, and over the summer, because I had to take out the windows again, because when I first got it, I replaced these little clippy things. I don't know what you call them. I call them clippy things. Those little things right there that you push together to open and close the window. So I had only replaced 4 of them when I first got the bus. Lo and behold, last spring, all of a sudden, many of them didn't work, so I had to reorder them. I took all the windows out, cleaned them, fixed them all really, really good, and then putting them back in, and ended up pulling a bunch of muscles in my back, and also lifting things that I knew I shouldn't have, stuff that was too heavy, because I do have some major back issues. Okay, so ended up like pinching all kinds of nerves up and down my back. I literally could not move. A few people had suggested go see the emergency. I was like, nah, because I knew what they were doing. So I just started like really researching my own diet, and really just dug into anti-inflammatory everything. Mostly fruit. I already eat a lot of vegetables, etc. So I mostly consumed a lot of fruit. I also found a really good acupuncturist locally. And after several visits, as a matter of fact, I think the last time I saw her was probably in October. And that was finally when I was finally to a point where, okay, I still had a little pain, but it wasn't as bad. Like right now I have, like, it's dull, depends on what I'm doing, etc. But I can still, it's doable. Life is doable again. So nevertheless, That's kind of where I'm at. So I didn't do much over the summer. Then I started again kind of in the fall doing some stuff. So the first thing I did was I made this bed platform. It's gonna be a day bed. And you can see here, this part here lifts up. Oops, I shouldn't have did that. Anyways, this part here lifts up. I'm waiting for a hinge. Every time I want to get it from Home Depot, it sells out. I'm going to put a hinge there, and there will be storage underneath. I need to get one more strap of this way also. When my mattress goes on top, there will be airflow, right? The only thing that's probably going to go under there is like some tools and off-season clothing. There'll be a mattress and then something in the back so that way during the day it'll be a couch kind of, and then at night it'll be my bed because just me and my dog. And then over here I've got a closet started. Like the frame and the floor is screwed in, but it's only just screwed in. Like I can literally move it if I want. I'm gonna keep it at this width. I like it this width because it'll be storage, as well as I will be putting a bar up here so I can hang some stuff, and maybe a small shelf, I'm not sure. But anyways, I might shrink it back just a tiny bit because I decided, and I've already got the sides, fixed up. I just haven't bolted everything, the main struts, I haven't bolted that in yet because I haven't decided what I'm going to put on the ceiling. That's why. So over here, as you can see, it actually sticks out a little bit more than this little box I just built. So I may leave it like that. It doesn't really bother me. Let me move this board out of the way. This is just an extra board here. There's nothing there, okay? And move this cardboard out of the way. I have a reason for that. So you see there's the driver's seat, which I'm going to get a new seat too, because that one just goes back and forth and it's not good for my back. So it doesn't really block anything, right? So and there's still a lot of floor space. I like that. I wanted to keep the center open. I know a lot of people put their beds in the back. I did not want to do that. I want to be able to go out my back door. I do plan on eventually getting like a small deck to put back here. That way I can put some extra stuff on there too. So then I made this today, and it's just kind of temporary. There's nothing solid in it yet. I haven't screwed anything down because I still have to order a bucket, which is going to be my toilet. Yes, I said a bucket. And this board, you can see, so I even measured like for toilet paper, etc., right? So it's just temporary. Everything's just temporary. And I just put a temporary small bucket in there. The bucket I'm ordering is actually taller than that and bigger than that. And I just kind of drew a semicircle. But I'm going to have space on one side to put the horse pellet stuff that's going to help to go into the compost toilet. It's a DIY compost toilet. And then over here, this will actually open up and close. And that will be where, my dry goods will go. And then I will be putting a cushion on top of that. I'm going to put something else also, but there will be a cushion on top. So it'll be like an extra seat. See, look, you can sit on it. Yeah. So it's perfect. It'll be once I get it done anyways. So then this is one of the tire wheels. I'm not sure what I'm going to put here, but I do know that this is going to be like my kitchen area right here. Okay. So I may put a small fridge here, or I might put it on this one. I haven't decided quite. There's some small fridges I'm looking at that'll be perfect to sit right on top of that. That way it'll be at a height. It has a fridge and a freezer. So I'm not sure if I'm putting it on this side or this side, but this will be my kitchen area. Counter space, a little bit of counter space to do stuff, as well as the little stove, which I'm gonna just go with a camp propane stove. It's a small one, which I might actually put over here, and then my sink. Okay, so I haven't quite decided how I'm gonna do that. And then underneath I'll have room to put some water, and I'm just gonna do simple, they're called boat pumps. So you put your jugs underneath the sink. A little hose runs up, comes into the sink, into the little faucet, through a little faucet, but you just pump with your foot, and it gets whatever water you come out. I also have a Berkey So my Berkey will probably sit up here on a counter somewhere, and I'll brace it in. I've talked to lots of schoolies who also have uh, the same thing, you know. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm, like I said, I haven't decided on what kind of ceiling. Oh, yeah. I also made a little shelf unit thing over here. I did this about a week ago. I just took some scrap wood. I'm not a carpenter, but it's just a place that I can put stuff when I'm coming in and out, and I'm going to still finish it off. Like you see over here on this edge here, there's, I want to finish that with something. I'll probably just get some rope or something, let me show you the outside. I've done quite a bit. Oh, yes. And you can see the floor. I learned how to finish it off watching other schoolies. So it's got the kilt mats. Well, before that, it was sanded, it was primed, blah blah blah. It has the kilt mats, and then it has the foam, and then it has the board, and then the flooring. Okay, so then, and also, yeah. Okay, so the outside I've painted it a couple times. I had it all a lighter color, but then I liked this other color better. Don't ask me why, I just do. I know some folks say that you shouldn't go with a dark color because when you get out in the sun, it might get hot. So I figure, well, whatever. You can always lighten it again later. So, and when I said I had to fix the back door, one of the hinges was already bad when I first bought it. So I literally cut a piece of scrap metal that I had off of this thing here, made a thing to fit in there, and then rebolted it. I'll be covering that up with something later. So here's an example of where you can see the floor. See what I did? You can see the foam, and then there's the board, and then there's the floor. And you just haven't screwed the one in the back yet. But you can see, look at all that nice space. I like it. It's nice and open. I'm leaving all the windows, even the one in the closet. There's windows in there. I can cover them later. I have some ideas for curtains. Right now I just have these little window things on there. I might leave the ones on the bottom, but the ones on the top, I'll be removing them. I am going to get a max air fan. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. And for that, I'm going to actually create like a skylight out of it. I still want it to open like a hatch, but I got some ideas from some schoolies too. I'm also going to be getting new lights, LEDs. Through some of the schoolies, I know some sites where I can get them. And the tires were like practically brand new when I bought the bus. Like literally, you can see, those are some good looking tires still. Besides the fact that I haven't driven very far, so I've been trying to drive them around the backyard when I can, and keep them covered as often as I can. So they were like literally 2 weeks old when she sold the bus to me. And why she sold the bus, good question, is because where she was going to school, they weren't going to let her park it there. She would have to park it outside of the city in Boston. So, yeah. And then I've got a place I can order those lights. They're called runner lights. And then those ones are disconnected because you can't use them anyway. So I've went around, and I'm not a professional painter. There's a lot of dust on here and stuff, but I just sanded and just painted it. First it was white, like I primed it all. Then I sanded it again, but didn't remove the white. I just sanded it and covered it. And then I painted it a lighter bluish color and a lighter pastel, the purple. It was a lighter color, and then I decided to go the darker color. And I may change my mind again later. You never know. But anyways, and there's my trusty Miss Sonja there. She's always out here helping me and making sure I'm working. I removed all the old air conditioner stuff that was in here because the air conditioner and the heater, the heater was already removed, and the air conditioner kind of worked, but not really. And I'm planning on getting something new. So I may put something under there later, like to put some extra stuff. I don't know. And I would like to put like some, solar panels, of course, etc. So, and I am slowly removing this. It's really not coming up as easily as I thought. But that's okay. I'm slowly grinding it out. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with y'all, and I will do my best to come on and tell you some more about myself as I go along with this. Um, if you have any ideas for me, if you're another schooler and you have some ideas on how to do stuff, please share them. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going along and doing what I can, and I watch other videos and so forth. Like, I've disconnected. All of these are disconnected. The only thing that's connected is these that go to the running lights and then the inside lights, okay? And our skylight here. What's that? What is that going on right there? I have no idea. Anyways, so kind of, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So hopefully, yeah. So anyways, as they say, subscribe. Smash that like button, please. And it's been about a year, but I promise I will come on more often. And tell you more about and share more about what's going on with my beautiful bus. I haven't thought of a name for her or anything like that, but yes, so thank you very much. Bye. See, how do they do that?